Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Kakodash, and double honor to the Apostle of GMS and to the bishops, the elders, and all the sincere brethren that are laboring the truth across the world, and to all the sincere brethren and sisters that are listening to the truth. And I pray this may be another edifying lesson to the flocks, and wherever the Most High want to this message, let it be heard. And before I begin the lesson, I will introduce the name of the Father, which is Yahweh, and the name is mean He exists, and the name of the Son is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, which means the Redeemer or the Deliverer, and is only coming to redeem His people, which is the nation of Israel. And in today's age, we would identify them as the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans, which are scattered on all four corners of the world, and it looks like they're the nations, and also practice the custom of the nations. And with that, that'll be it for the introduction of the lesson. And the title for the lesson today is basically, they're gonna be miserable. That's basically the title of the lesson. And when I say they are talking about the Edomite, and not just the Edomites, like all the other heathen nations. Why are they gonna be miserable? Because for all those atrocity, all those hell we've been catching under them, the table is gonna flip now. It's gonna be on them now. Just like when you read the book of Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, when it says like when the Heavenly Father say all the curses is gonna turn on our enemies. So because of that, they're gonna be miserable. And the book I'm gonna read is basically, and the reason I did that title is because I wanted to do a couple days ago, but it's been so busy. So when I have TikTok, but I don't normally go on TikTok because all those videos I've been seeing, the brothers are already showing them for most of the time. So I don't really have to go. Once in a while, I have to click just to confirm the video, or so if I want to gather more information. But it's the same old story, man. Esau is not happy at all, man. You got Esau is very upset at Trump because they really thought, all those MAGA people thought when Esau got into power, they were just gonna get rid of the so-called illegal immigrants or lower their taxes. They were expecting their gas price to go down. They were expecting food prices to go down. They the house bills to go down. They were expecting to get more jobs like the president say was gonna get. Instead, they're losing more jobs. And they were saying like, yeah, get rid of those migrants. And now he get rid of the migrants, and he keep on saying no job, no jobs. The reality is there's no such thing as no job. There's always plenty of jobs. The problem is Esau's not willing to pay people. Because before Esau used to pay the migrants like chump money to do like a job that's supposed to be paying a lot of money. Because like right now, all those Edomite that used to say, "Oh, kick those migrants out because they're taking our jobs." What jobs is migrants taking? The migrants are taking. The so-called migrants are not taking those high paying jobs, like the office jobs, those CEO jobs. They were doing low level jobs, which is basically slave jobs to begin with anyway. So now you got company that's talking about, oh man, we got plenty of jobs, but we don't have nobody to work our farms, or construction workers. Or when you try to pay, have an Edomite do it, even if you pay $25 to $30, they won't do it because they're lazy. Or if you hire them, a job that would take like a so-called migrant, which is a Jakes basically, man. A job that a Jake will do in a day, a Edomite, it will take them for like 4 days to a week to complete that job. So they basically gonna be backed on schedule. That's the difference between like when the Mosai say one nation shall be stronger than the other. That's the proof right there. So there is plenty of jobs here. It's just like Esau's not willing to pay it. And on top of that, man, and Esau feel like the president that they vote for is lying on them, is lying to them, man. All the promise that they make them, like they like the Jakes want to see like certain files to be open, like I'm saying Jakes, the Edomite we're expecting Trump to open the Epstein files, all those classified files, like UFO files, and what else? Various other things, and the war. That's one of the main things. Oh, stop sending our sons overseas to die for Israel. And they figure out like Trump doesn't give a damn about them. So now that's what I'm saying. They're gonna be miserable because that's everything that they thought that was gonna happen is the complete opposite. Which means that show you right there, their own ruler don't even give it two piece of paper about them. So let me get the Baruch 4 verse 31. Let me get that book real quick. Baruch 4, verse 31 through 34, basically, which says, okay, Baruch 4, verse 31. And he says, miserable are they that afflict thee and rejoice at thy fall. So basically, they're going to be miserable, those who are mistreating us, man. Who mistreat us when you think about it on a daily basis? It's basically it's the so-called white man, which is Esau Edom. And don't get me wrong, the other nations are mistreating us too. But Esau's the head honcho, man. So they're the one that's mistreating us on a daily basis, man. They're afflicting us, man. And after that, it says, and rejoice at thy fall. And not only that, they celebrate our fall, our downfall as the nations. When an Edomite walk around and see us so-called Negroes, so-called Latino, and the so-called Native Americans are catching hell, they take great pride of that, man. And there was a clip I was watching last night. I can't remember exactly what town it is, but it's one of the sundown towns. And the Edomite lady said, man, basically, no jigs can go there. If you jig go there, they're gonna get unalive. And the Edomite says like, this is a beautiful town. There's no niggers that come here, and we love it. So see, so the only niggers jigs that go over there is jigs that's doing transporting stuff, or probably like working. After that, they gotta leave the town. And Esau take great pride of us being at a low level. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. So basically, when you say miserable at the city, basically misery are the cities. So basically, let's say like a misery gonna fall onto the city that's enslaved us, man. Because when they say serving simply means slavery. And it's not like you have chains in your neck. It means that when you look at our people, man, what are we doing in Esau cities, man? We're doing all those jobs that nobody would do. On the undesirable jobs, man. We're basically in the slave in the cities, man. Like what is like working construction, that's a brutal laborer's jobs. Or working as a garbage man. Any sort of low paying jobs. Jobs that's humiliating basically. Who do you think is gonna do it? It's a so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, which is the true Israelites. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And he said, what I mean is like a misery will fall on those that receive our sons. Who receive our sons, man? The Edomites. They have our sons and daughters. They have us under their grip. They do whatever they want with us, man. So the Most High says it's gonna be misery gonna fall upon them, like those misery were falling upon us. So what we're noticing right now, the same way we are in the early stage, the Edomites and the other nations are on the early stage of the curses. Just like the curses used to fall on us on a daily basis, whatever we do, the curses used to glue on us. That's the exact same thing that's gonna happen to them, basically, man. And the blessings are transferring onto us right now, man. Started with the hopeful elect right now, man. We're starting to witness the blessings. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, so basically just like she was rejoicing at a misfortune. That's the Edomite and the rest of the nations, and was glad of thy fall, and they were basically celebrating her downfall, basically. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation. Just like that, she will be grieving, which she will be of her own desolation. She will feel a pain of her downfall as well. And so shall she be grieving for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoice of her great multitude. So basically, the Most High, gonna strip her of her pride that she have. The pride. The Most High will. Let me see, what was I again? Turn back on. So the Most High gonna take away her rejoice, her gladness, her happiness of a great multitude, of a great population, and her pride shall be turned into mourning, and basically her pride is gonna be turning into mourning or grieving basically, man. Or pride, or should I say arrogance. Like the Most High gonna take that happiness of a people and take our arrogance and turn into grieving or mourning. So that's it for that part. Let me see the next one I'm gonna read. And the next one I'm gonna read is basically Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, which is Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. That's the 30 verse 7. And it says, Deuteronomy 30 and 7 say, and the Lord thy power. And the Lord is basically all caps. That's the Heavenly Father Yahweh. And it says, will put all these curses upon thine enemies. And the Heavenly Father says he's going to put all those curses onto our enemies. What curses are he's talking about? When you read the book of Deuteronomy 28, from 16 on down to 68, those are all those curses that would happen unto our people. So like right now, some of those curses still happening to us right now. However, we are at the tail end of those curses right now. So now the Most High is gonna take those same exact curse that was on our people and put it under the other nations, and He's gonna multiply those curses on onto the other nations. Like right now, they feeding the when you have before you go on a fight, you have like you warming up, or you have like an exhibition game, like a preseason game, which is something you don't really take serious. You just practice and get ready for the season. So that's exactly what the Most High is doing to the other nation right now, starting with the Edomite. So he's gonna take those curses and turning on our enemies and on them that hate thee, basically on those that hate us, who hate us, all the other nations, and primarily on natural enemies, which is the so-called Edomites. I mean, not so-called Edomites, so-called white man, which is the Edomite, which persecute thee. And not only that, they persecuting us, man. The Edomite till these days still persecuting us. So the Most High going to turn those curses onto them. And next verse I'm going to read is going to be the 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 56. Let's see what 2nd Ezra 6:56. And I should have read that one from the beginning. It says, as for the other people, and that was talking about as the other people, which is the other nations. That's what that's talking about. Which also come of Adam. So like all the nations on the planet come out of Adam. And I know I know Christians know that, but however, there was other people on the planet before Adam also, man. All the other nations was there before Adam. It's just like the only reason they say all the other people come from Adam because Noah was a descendant of Adam, and Noah have three sons, which was Shem, Japheth, and Ham. And those three brothers became the progenitors of all the 18 nations on the planet, from the Shemitic nations, the Hamitic nations, and Japhetic nations. So that's the reason they say everybody come from Adam. So we are from the Shemitic nations. And he says that as for the other people, which is the other nations, as the other nations, which also come of Adam, which they also come from Adam, like I told you before, Noah is the descendant of Adam, and he has three sons, and those sons become the progenitor of the all 18 nations on the planet. That said that they are nothing. So basically, the Heavenly Father said they are nothing, but be like a spindle. They are nothing. They are just like a spit. That's what spittle is, man. When you spit, you don't go around and be like, oh shit, let me collect that spit and put it somewhere safe. You don't. You just walk away. And has lacking the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And the Most High lacking those other nations like a drop from a vessel. Like when you carry like a bucket of water, or when you have a cup of water and a couple drips spilled on the ground, you don't be like, oh man, I spilled that water, man. Let me just take that little piece and put it back on the bottle or like a bucket. You don't. You probably wipe it off and just keep walking. Like you don't really care. It's completely irrelevant. So that's what the other nations are to the Heavenly Father Yahweh. And he says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathens which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. So he said, like, look, all those heathens that so basically Ezra was saying, like, all those heathens, which is the other nations that you say like which you label as nothings, they begun to be lord over us, man, like ruling over our people and to devour. And not only that, they also devouring us. That's what Ezra was saying. So why was the other nations was doing that to us? Because we go against the Heavenly Father, our power. That was part of those curses. Because of that, the Most High allowed them to rule over us and devour us. So that's it for the lesson, man. I pray that's another edifying lesson to the flocks. And whether the Most High want to read this message and let it be heard. And with that, I'd like to say, Shalom.